climbers are on their way to the summit of Everest. But Tim Medvitz isn't playing by the rules. And expedition leader Russell Bryce threatens to pull him off the team.
And if you don't want to do it, then you gotta get out of the game.
You're kidding, right? You're turning me around?
Now the climbers enter the death zone. For two Everest veterans, it's a painful reunion.
Definitely kicked my butt.
That's fantastic. You're right.
And newbie Rod Baber comes face to face with the horrors of Everest.
Oh no, I just seen a buddy. Let's climb Everest, man. People die.
It's day 38 of the expedition. Today, the mission to summit Everest finally begins. The team spearheading the assault spent the night at Camp 1, 23,000 feet above sea level. In just 72 hours, if all goes to plan, they will be standing at the highest point on the planet. Russell Bryce calls Camp 1 to check that his team are ready for the summit push.
North Cole. How's everyone doing this one?
Yesterday, Russell almost threw Tim off the team. He's high on the agenda.
Yeah, did you give Big Boy a kick? Okay, let's keep an eye on him today.
The previous night's ultimatum is still rattling through Tim's head.
He's not the nicest guy in the mountain, that's for sure. But I'm not paying $42,000 to have somebody be nice to me. Anybody talk to me like that in Los Angeles, it'd be a different story.
Tim knows today he must show his team leader he has what it takes. The events of last year are still burnt deep in Russell's memory. On summit day last year, Tim was so slow up the mountain that his oxygen levels reached critical. For 1 hour, Russell tried to turn him around.
Tim, I want you to stop there. Please, come back.
Tim refused. Just 328 feet short of the summit, he finally gave up. That moment has stayed with him ever since.
Last 100 meters where I got to turn around. That's the only thing I can think about. It just haunts me every day. Every day, looks around that corner. And it's right there, looking at it. And I feel a little more hungrier now. I'm ready.
Climbing alongside Tim is another Everest veteran, Californian physician Fred Zeal. But the rest of the team are new to the mountain. British climber Rod Baber and Lithuanian Darius Vaitchulius.
This is my tent mate, Darius. He's from Lithuania. He doesn't cook. I found out he can't cook or boil water.
Women's cook here in our country.
Yeah, in his country, women cook. So I had to do all the cooking and the boiling.
I'm just relaxing.
5 climbers have already died on Everest this year, and the dangers that lie ahead are preying on everyone's mind.
Why I haven't slept tonight is because Everest keeps on flashing up in my head every time I close my eyes. It's the fear of the unknown, which is probably what's revealing itself to us at the moment.
The climbers face a grueling 6,000-foot climb. They'll overnight in the 3 high camps before entering the death zone to make their summit attempt, and join the few who can truly say they have stood on top of the world. It's the best weather on Everest anyone can ever remember. And Russell's got the forecast just right. But the climbers are wearing thick down suits, ready for sub-zero temperatures on the summit. And as the sun burns down, they start to feel the heat.
Climbing. Doesn't always cold.
While Team 1 struggle through the oppressive heat on their way to Camp 2, at Advanced Base Camp, the second climbing team prepare for their own summit attempt.
What's that for you?
Yeah, because you get hot and you go...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
5 days ago, Russell split the expedition into 2 groups based on their strength and speed.
Fast group and a slow group.
In Team 2 is Danish climber Mogens Jensen, an asthmatic who's trying to summit without bottled oxygen. Joining him is a group of Japanese, including 24-year-old Kobe and 71-year-old Yanagi. If Yanagi succeeds, he'll become the oldest person to reach the summit. For Guide Hero, it's a tough assignment.
Yeah.
And how long is it going to take you to get your way up to Camp 1?
Normally 3 hours, but we check Yanagi. 6 hours, 7 hours. Today, long day.
But Yanagi is no novice. A highly respected mountaineer in Japan. He climbed Choyo just last year. He promised his family it would be his last climb. But as he stood at 26,000 feet, he saw Everest towering in the distance and knew he'd be back.
So, all the children say no, don't go to Everest. He really want to climb Everest. So, yeah. This is the last chance. Okay, now we go.
But will Everest be a mountain too far for someone so old? Team 1 are now at 23,500 feet. They've been going for 2 hours, step by painful step. Tim's desperate to show Russell he can make the summit, but he's pushing too hard.
Kick my butt. Definitely kick my butt.
The big man is stopped in his tracks.
Just make it in a acceptable time. Russell may can him.
This morning, the team spearheading the summit attempt left for Camp 2. They've got 5 hours to get there, or they're off the summit team. And Tim's on a mission to prove he has what it takes. But he's gone too fast. Now he's paying the price.
Felt nausea, dizzy, the worst that I felt the whole trip. And not a good time to feel bad.
Russell has instructed his guides to keep a close eye on Tim. Tim knows he must step in now, before it's too late.
I'd probably try to make a slightly slower pace and stop less. And for me, that's much more energy efficient, but, you know, Sherpas do what you do.
As I get up higher, then I start doing that. Boom, boom. Yeah, this works for me.
It's vital Tim learns to pace himself. What works for the Sherpas will never work for the big Westerner.
Someone like Tim, who's very tall, he's got more bulk to move up that mountain. And if you look at the local high altitude people, Sherpas or Tibetans, they're small, they're wiry, they don't weigh a lot. Physically, for him, I think it will be more effort.
Not good for me. Really bad.
Hundreds of climbers have already conquered Everest this season, but some have paid a heavy price. As Team 1 climb higher, they pass the walking wounded on their way down. An Irishman who summited is snowblind. He's lost all vision.
I can't see anything. Not quite how I thought it would be on Mount Everest.
It's taken his teammates hours, but they've got him down 4,500 feet from Camp 4. It's an incredible feat of endurance that has saved his life.
Several times I thought I was a goner, passed a few dead bodies, rolled over a few, actually, believe it or not, because I didn't know where they were. I never thought it'd come down this way.
The injured climber needs urgent treatment, but evacuation by helicopter to a hospital is not an option. His only hope is Russell's medical facilities and expedition doctor, Monica Piris.
I need eye drops and bits and pieces to patch his eyes up. Got anti-inflammatories, what have you got? Voltaren, ibuprofen, Brufen.
As Monica organizes supplies, Mogens prepares to leave advanced base camp for his own summit attempt. He makes an offering to the mountain gods to grant him safe passage to the summit and a safe return. His thoughts turn to home in Denmark.
My fiancée, Christina, she's with me all the way in spirit and, of course, on this picture. And that gives me strength. You know, whenever the going gets tough, I'll just think about her and keep on going. Lucky number 7. 7 is my fiancée's lucky number. Yeah, it's time.
As Mogens leaves, the snowblind climber arrives. He can't see a thing, but there may be worse to come. Struck down by agonizing pain, he was forced to hold up at Camp 4 during his descent, subjecting his body to an extra night in the death zone.
Just tell me what happened.
I had a really bad experience coming down off the second step, and which caused me to lose my glasses.
Yeah.
And practically kill myself actually coming off the ladder.
How long were you without glasses?
20 minutes maybe, if that. Not sure.
Just 20 minutes without glasses.
I would have thought, yeah.
With every 1,000 feet, ultraviolet rays increased by 5%. At the second step where he lost his glasses, the climber was being hit by UV levels 15 times over the safe limit.
You know, I was concerned that perhaps an element of this is going to be cerebral edema, but I'm not getting that feeling. You seem quite fairly dexterous, despite the fact that you can't see. Okay, I'm going to take glasses off. Just put your head back. Okay, it's fine. It's okay. Can you open them to yourself?
They're stuck.
Okay. Just rest your back. Yeah, that's good. It's sunburn of your cornea, okay, is what you've got. It can be exquisitely painful.
Sunburned, the outer layer of the eye blisters. The intense pain and severe swelling make it impossible for victims to open their eyes.
I'm just going to pop the ointment in.
Probably saved my eyesight.
In extreme cases, the blindness can be permanent.
Dark tent, dark glasses, pads. Yeah.
Hopefully I'll get to see it before I go.
Yeah, oh, look. It will come back. Don't be frightened.
As the injured man recovers at Advanced Base Camp, Team 1 are fighting their way to Camp 2. They've been climbing for over 4 hours. Russell's 5-hour deadline draws ever closer. But for Rod, the end is in sight.
It's still about 10 minutes away. That's a bad thing about it. It looks like a minute away. I'm just very happy to be here.
Physically exhausted, the team starts to arrive in camp. They retreat to the relative comfort of their tents to recover. But they're one man down. It's Tim. Everest is smothered in a whiteout. He's out there somewhere, but where? Team 1 are at Camp 2, 24,500 feet above sea level, on their way to the summit of Everest. But there's no sign of Tim, and Russell's deadline is about to expire. Finally, a figure appears out of the mist. It's Tim. He's made it, just.
Last hour, white out. Take 4 steps, fall back 2.
For now, he can stay on the team.
Does it bother me being the slowest guy on the team? No. When you come to Mount Everest, you gotta throw your pride out the window. Bell didn't ring. I'm going up. Bam!
Russell's summit plan has the team going on oxygen tomorrow night. But Tim has arranged to start on oxygen a day early. It's an expensive request. From Kathmandu, halfway up Everest by yak, and ultimately on a Sherpa's back, it costs $650 to get this tank here. Tim thinks it's worth every penny.
Now that I'm here, I'm probably gonna suck on a little bit of hose, maybe for about a half hour. And then in the morning, I'll crank this up and push up to 3.
Yeah, Bill. Very good. Everybody's settled in. Tim's happy. He's sucking oxygen, so he's a happy man. You put him on the baby bottle? Yeah, big lady, big blue bottle.
With a new day comes a new challenge. Team 1 must climb 1,400 feet to Camp 3, just below the death zone. It will stretch them to the limit, as the lack of oxygen starts to take its toll on their bodies.
I had a horrendously night last night. I think everybody did. It was like being in a bad dream. This kind of state of delirium. My hands are freezing now. I've got a big headache. I feel nauseous.
It's hot, it's cold, it's wet. Everything come on.
The entire team are suffering, even the guides. But after a night on his baby bottle, Tim is raring to go.
Summit's that way. Going up.
Back your baby bottle up.
Huh?
Taking your baby bottle up.
So,
Yesterday, Tim was last into camp. This morning, he's first man out.
Can I just tell you guys how nice it is to breathe smooth?
Using the bottle, Tim's breathing the same level of oxygen as he would 3,000 feet below. As far as his body's concerned, it's still at advanced base camp. He flies up.
I've never seen anyone get oxygen in my life, and to see Tim do that, it's just amazing. So why are we on it? That's what I'd like to know.
The rest of the team follow in Tim's footsteps. As they struggle for every breath, the summit seems a long way away. At Camp 1, Team 2 are ready to leave. Mogens Jensen's summit bid is still on schedule. But 71-year-old Yanagi, who will go on oxygen today, has a problem which may force him off the mountain.
these 2 guys has a lot of pain. It's really dangerous. Already 2 Japanese died in the mountain. We should be very, very careful. So if they have died throat, come back.
At this altitude, the mildest illness can be a killer. In the death zone, an infection could be fatal for a young man, let alone a 71-year-old. Hiro will have to keep a close eye on Yanagi. "2,000 feet below at advanced base camp, an Italian group asked Russell for help. They've received an SOS call from another Italian expedition in trouble up the mountain. A climber called Italy on a satellite phone. The message has traveled back across the globe to ABC. His team has become split up, and several are missing, but details are sketchy.
They don't know even who is missing, and some of them are climbing on 17th, today is 19th, so they're missing them for 2 days.
Every member of Russell's expedition carries a radio. They can call for help at any time. But the man who made the distress call hasn't got one. Russell has no way to contact him.
He have mask or not?
On the summit he had mask and oxygen bottle.
They were wanting us to send hundreds of people up the mountain to find their people.
You sat phone up there, no radio.
Really? Sat phone, you can talk to mum at home, but you can't talk to anyone down here to tell them where you are.
They can talk with the whole world, but not with the base camp.
Russell calls up the mountain to see if anyone has passed the missing climbers. Team 1 guy Dean takes the call.
You go ahead, Russ. Just having a wee break. It's kind of walking through a bit of an empty ghost town, really. All the camps and that seem pretty empty.
Russell spreads the search. His Sherpas call rival teams on the mountain. A rumor comes back. A frostbitten Italian climber has been seen in a tent somewhere below Camp 3.
We can send one boy down to him. Put one mask on oxygen. And we have an extra spare mask over there. Tomorrow we need our chef.
All Russell Sherpas on the mountain are involved in the summit push. To search for the Italian, he'll have to pull a man off the team. This could put his own climbers in jeopardy.
We do. One less Sherpa tomorrow. You know. I'm asking one Sherpa to take some oxygen and a mask and a radio. Go down to see this person. Then maybe we can talk and see what we can do next. But now this means maybe one of our people can't go somewhere.
Team 1 are blissfully unaware that events unfolding 4,000 feet below could bring their summit bid to a bitter end. Team 1 are now nearly 5 miles above sea level. There is 60% less oxygen in the air. Everest first-timer Rod has never been this high before.
Your lungs don't feel big enough, and your heart feels too small, and your limbs feel too short, and your head feels like it's about to explode.
Ahead of Rod, Tim is already using supplementary oxygen. A supply of just 2 liters per minute makes all the difference. Everything seems perfect, but on Everest, trouble's never far away.
What we don't want is all them people coming up. Too many people coming up, we're going to have another problem we had last year. Too many people on the road.
On summit day last year, Tim was late out of camp. 20 vital minutes made all the difference. He got caught in a bottleneck at the bottom of the 100-foot-high rock wall, known as the second step.
It's miserable. I mean, icicles on my eyelashes. I've never experienced cold like that in my entire life. I wouldn't wish that day upon my worst enemy.
He believes it cost him the chance to summit. He's determined it won't happen again. Way below, the events of last year are catching up with another Everest veteran, Mogens Jensen. Now at 24,000 feet, the thin air is starting to affect him. He's come to a complete standstill.
My asthma just went anywhere again. It's like I'm breathing through half a lung. So, and it's unreal, you know. I can't climb Everest on one lung. So we'll see. Probably not much of a chance.
Bottled oxygen could be the answer to Moen's problems, but it's one medicine he refuses to take. At Advanced Base Camp, Dr. Monica receives an SOS call from Mogens. His asthma is spiraling out of control.
Breathing through a quarter of a straw, moving at half the pace I normally do.
Are you using your inhalers?
Yeah, I am. And I can feel everything. It's just like the straitjacket feeling in my chest.
You can double your inhalers, but, you know, there's not a lot else we can do, huh?
No, I know. I think we're about 1 hour from camp. 2.
So see if I can get there.
And we'll see how it is in the morning.
Okay, I'll get you.
High above, Tim's listening in to his buddy's distress call.
Mogens, this is Tim. Just want to let you know, man, behind you, bro. 1 more hour, man. Get up there, man. You can do it. We're behind you. Keep pushing. Don't stop. No quitting. Definitely the toughest hour of his life. Everything's on the line for him right now.
One Italian member, right? One Italian member?
Russell's focus is still firmly on the hunt for the missing Italians. One of his Sherpas has started to search through the high camps. But then, news comes in. 2 of the Italians have appeared at North Call, 3,000 feet below where they're supposed to be.
These people have been missing, 5 of them, 4 of them, 2 of them. Everyone's been running around helping, and then they turn out to be in a different place to where we're looking.
But 2 more Italian climbers are still missing, and there's no sign of them.
My ship are looking everywhere, and everyone's saying he already went down. So,
Ma come cavolo ha fatto scendere se è gelato fino qua? Sui gomiti?
so I'm sorry, I can't have one man running everywhere.
No, no, sure.
Okay, so I can't do much more now. I'm sorry.
Wherever they are, the missing climbers are now on their own. Team 1 are battling towards Camp 3 on their way to the summit of Everest. Perched 5 miles above sea level, this small group of tents marks the beginning of the death zone, where the team will go on oxygen. Unlike his teammates, Tim's already on oxygen, and it's transformed him from the slowest to the fastest. He's first to arrive in camp.
7-9. One step closer, getting Old Glory to the summit.
Tim's been here before. For Rod, it's a totally new experience.
Welcome to 7,900 meters, man. Yeah. Need some drugs? Huh? As high as you ever been?
Why, 1,000 meters.
Next into camp is Californian physician Fred Zeal. He's attempted Everest twice. Both times, he nearly paid the ultimate price. This is the very spot where in 2005, he ground to an abrupt halt.
Have you got still a tent? You have one of those two?
I almost died in that one. I almost died in that 2 years ago. Won't sleep there.
Being back here is awakening the demons.
Got pretty sick at Camp 3 and passed out. Kind of rescued myself. Ended up diagnosing myself with pneumonia. Had a lot of doubts after that about whether still, had enough youth left to come and do this kind of thing. And took another couple of years to put things together to come back and test it out. Hopefully, I can say bye to the albatross.
That one's a no-no.
The Sherpas prepare a new tent for him, well away from the spot where he nearly lost his life. Even so, it's going to be a tough night for Fred. Team 2, who are following 24 hours behind the lead group, have just arrived at Camp 2. Mogens has battled through his asthma attack, but now he must decide, take oxygen or head back down the mountain. He's got the night to think about it. Tomorrow morning, Russell wants an answer. But for now, the expedition leader has other things on his mind. He spent the day searching for a group of Italians. 2 are still missing, but he has news.
Your friend is at our camp, 7-9, and we give oxygen and they're coming along, okay?
Okay.
So,
The man has been in the death zone for 2 days and is lucky to be alive.
Don't need us a death, like a dead body. American injection. Give him water.
One man is still unaccounted for, but now the Italians receive a call from the mountain.
He said that they also find Pierangelo frozen, but he's coming down.
coming down, all coming down now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really. Grazie di cuore.
It seems that all of the missing group are safe.
What is that? Okay, thank you.
Maybe soon.
Good night. Thank you.
But the celebrations are premature. In a cruel case of mistaken identity, the 2 separate sightings are of the same man. Pierangelo is still missing, presumed dead. His name has become the latest entry to the grim roll call of Everest. Stationed at Camp 3, just below the death zone, Team 1 will spend the night on oxygen. It's the moment they've all been waiting for. Old hand Fred has done this before.
Go, be brave.
But it's the first time for new boy Rod.
Best sleeping drug there is. It's very good.
We have to sleep on these at 0.5 litres an hour. If we don't, we may not survive the night.
Now on oxygen, Team 1 should sleep well. But another man on the mountain will be up all night with worry. Tomorrow, Mogens must decide, take oxygen or go back home, never to return. It's decision time for Mogens. With oxygen, he could reach the summit. Without it, he'll have to turn back. Up and down the mountain, the entire expedition wait for his decision.
Mogens is the answer.
Do you think you could persuade him to go on there?
I'd love to persuade him.
I think he should just put some oxygen on and get to the summit.
Hey, Russ.
How you doing this morning?
Apart from my lungs, I'm feeling all right, but they're more or less same condition as yesterday.
So what do you want to do?
Well, if I'm going uphill, I think I need to put on some oxygen.
That's good news as far as I'm concerned.
I know it's a hard decision for you, but I'd be much happier that you actually get to the summit.
The way my lungs were working, it would be unsafe and stupid to proceed on without oxygen.
Yeah, good for you, Mogens, good for you. Bold decision, and I'm very proud of you. We'll find out where your mask is and get that to you.
Hopefully, that's going to give me the extra lung I've been needing, so we can go up and have a look at how the world looks like from its highest point, eh?
Yeah, good on him. Yeah, he probably had to sleep on that overnight. But yeah, it's a bit boring coming back here and not getting very far. But he's still going to be struggling. So let's see how he goes.
Mogens is going on ice.
Good on him. I'm stoked. Hard call for him to make, but I'm really pleased that he's decided to.
Just like him, it's been eating me up for a year now, what's up there. So I can just imagine what it's been doing to him. This is only my second attempt, this is his third. So, hats off to him, man. He's got my respect with those or without those.
Mogens is on the summit team. So too is 71-year-old Yanagi. His throat is cleared up, and Russell's given him the green light.
Feels thoughts better. I think we can make a summit. But you need to use oxygen 4 liters per minute on the summit there all the time.
Most climbers carry 2 oxygen tanks on summit day. It's just enough to get them there and back. But Yanagi will be on the maximum flow at all times and use 3 bottles. He'll have to rely on his Sherpa to carry the extra load. At Camp 3, all of Team 1 are fighting fit. But now, they enter the death zone. At 26,000 feet, oxygen levels are a third of those at sea level. To survive, the body begins to digest its own fat and muscle content. The clock is ticking. Every minute spent in the death zone is dangerous. For half the team, it's their first time this high. Rod holds a record for climbing all the highest peaks in Europe, but he's never put his body in so much danger or pushed it to these extremes.
And now I've got 2 kids. I'll certainly be considering them every single move I make upwards, because obviously they're the most important thing to me, so it's a matter of balancing those issues with climbing the mountain.
Up here, the climbers lose a liter of water in breath and sweat every hour. And the supplementary oxygen they've been so desperate for only makes things worse. To stop it from freezing, all the moisture has been removed, so the air they're breathing is bone dry. Very soon, dehydration starts to set in. It can lead to dizziness and confusion. It can also trigger a loss of body temperature and result in frostbite. The climbers must keep drinking.
It's a combination of soggy tea and orange juice. Tastes like but essential for acclimatization. Oh dear, there's a body there. Oh no. Mate, I've just seen a body. I want to go. I don't want to see that body. It's bad karma. That's the first time I've thought about it.
This unknown mountaineer has died in the middle of Camp 4, the climbers' last stop before the summit. It's a reminder, if ever one were needed, of the dangers they face.
Sad, you know? I mean, he couldn't be dead for more than a few days. So, it's just not a good thing to see before you're ready to go up for your summit push. It just kind of puts a bad omen over the camp.
The first thing I felt was really sorry for him. The second thing I felt is I felt really sorry for his family. I've got a family, and then because of that, then I felt a bit nervous. And I'm wondering why he died, because if he can die, we can die.
The team must banish all thoughts of the dead climber from their minds and use these precious few hours to prepare. At 1 o'clock tonight, they'll leave Camp 4 for the summit.
Right, we're up here with the guards now. I can't believe it's nearly over, sort of thing.
Not nearly over, it hasn't even begun. It hasn't even begun.
It hasn't even begun, has it?
Nothing can prepare you for something. Good evening.
Nothing can prepare you for something today.
Next time, Team 1 leave for the summit.
Hello campers.
Tim's first out, but in no time, everything goes wrong. And Rod makes the summit. but in the excitement, exposes his eyes to the sun's savage rays. He's in a deadly race before snow blindness strikes.